So this person got together with me knowing what I did, and then months down the line started to tell me that they don't feel comfortable with me performing with men. Like, bro, that I've been doing that. Don't find a woman who is nothing like what you want and then try to change her. That's control, not boundaries. What's up, y'all? This your girl Roxy with Roxy Says, and we're gonna talk about it. So today we are doing another Roxy Reads video because over the past couple of weeks, we have gotten a couple of great examples of jealous boyfriends. Keke Palmer's baby daddy, because that's his name, Keke Palmer's baby daddy, and Jonah Hill has started a discussion on social media about what is the difference between a boundary and just plain out controlling jealous behavior. So let's read a couple of real life juicy stories on Reddit about the same thing, and let me know down below if you have experienced a jealous partner. Let's get right into it. Boyfriend 23 male acted like a whole other person while on vacation. He's very controlling, jealous, and was upset that I, 23-year-old female, wasn't doing what he wanted. So let's go. I just got home from vacation. I went with my boyfriend and it was the first time that we went on vacation together. I must say we're in a pretty new relationship. Before that, I had never spent all my time with him for a whole week. I thought it would be an amazing time at the beach. I was looking forward to spending time with him and relaxing, but that's not what happened. I'm glad it's over. My boyfriend acted like a whole other person. He was possessive, jealous, upset, and controlling. We were at the beach and he didn't feel comfortable with me wearing a bikini because he was afraid others would look. So he insisted that I buy a one-piece swimsuit. Woo. When we went out in the evening, he didn't want me to wear a dress. He wanted me to wear a large shirt with loose pants, but I don't have that. When I wore a dress, he got really upset, called me a slut, and didn't want to go out again. The hotel had a beautiful outside pool with a lot of people inside next to it. The first few days we went to the outside pool. Then he told me that there were too many men around and that he wanted us to go to the small and cold inside pool. He watched my every move and was acting very controlling and jealous. I felt very uncomfortable with him. I didn't want to upset him too much because I was a bit afraid of his reaction. It's like he was a whole different person. Before this week, he was being, or at least was acting like a cool boyfriend, and we had a lot of fun. Now I'm really thinking about ending the relationship. He showed me a side of him that I wasn't aware of, and I'm not trying to experience that again. Should I end the relationship ASAP? Girl, let's read some comments before I give my opinion. First comment says, yeah, your boyfriend showed you who he is. It's time to drop him. I totally agree. Another commenter says, clearly you two are not compatible. You thought you were his girlfriend. He thought you were his property. Yeah, perfectly said. Here's another comment. He's gonna apologize up and down, the tears will come out, and he'll promise to never do it again. Then he'll love bomb you, and you'll be wondering why you ever thought you should break up. He's changed, and you guys are so happy. Time will pass, and he'll feel comfortable to let his guard down and do it again. Except this time, it'll be worse, and he'll convince you that it's your fault. You will doubt yourself. After all, he's a wonderful guy, and you've never been this happy. So even though in your gut there's a red flag, you'll concede and do what he wants. He'll reward you with even more love bombing, and he'll reassure you that as long as you do what he asks, everything will be great. You know what? This one ties into the Jonah Hill situation, right? Because we saw the text from Jonah Hill telling his girlfriend he doesn't want her to post pictures in bathing suits, or he doesn't want her surfing, whatever. Listen, a boundary is something that you set for yourself before getting into a relationship. Of course, things can change throughout the relationship, but you can't see a surfer model who has a bunch of pictures on Instagram in a swimsuit, get with that person, and then say, hey, by the way, my boundary is for you to no longer model and surf, or post pictures in a bathing suit, or surf with men. It's like, and in my personal situation, if you watched my Queen Charlotte, a Bridgerton story review, at the end of that video, I did touch on a past relationship that I had where it ended really horribly. Police had to be called. It was a bad situation, but that person was very controlling. And another thing about me, if you don't know, I am a singer-songwriter, right? So this person, when they met me, I was singing, I was songwriting, I was in studio sessions, I was collaborating with other people, men, right? A lot of men. The music industry is a male-dominated space. So I was singing with bands, the drummers, the piano players, they were mostly almost always men. So this person got together with me knowing what I did, and then months down the line started to tell me that they don't feel comfortable with me performing with men. Like, bro, I've been doing that. And I was really young then, and I started changing things to please this person. I stopped doing things. I stopped doing my nails. I started dressing different. I started listening to different music. Like, one day I'm gonna do a deep dive on that. That is really why this whole Jonah Hill, Keke Palmer thing definitely triggered me. And I'm happy that it is starting this conversation, especially for young women, to understand the difference between a boundary and controlling. So in my experience, right, with my ex, his boundary was not being with a woman who is constantly around other men, whether it be singing or whatever for her job, right? So his boundary would have been looking at me, seeing what I do for a living and saying, I don't want any parts of her. That is his boundary, and he would be well within his right to have that. But you can't get with me and then change who I am, right? And that's what Jonah Hill did. He saw a surfer, a model, got with said surfer and model, and then told her, hey girl, I don't want you to surf or model anymore. Keke Palmer's baby daddy got with an entertainer who is in the spotlight, who is going to be dipping and doing it. She's going to be doing things, and then he gets upset when she is entertaining. Can't do that. Just find the woman who fits what you are looking for. Don't find a woman who is nothing like what you want and then try to change her. That's control, not boundaries. Let's go on to the next story, okay? Here's the second story. My boyfriend, 27 male, smashed my foundation to prove that I, 20 female, am beautiful without it. What should I do? Makeup is expensive, okay? Okay, let's get into it. My boyfriend has always made comments about how I don't need makeup and how I don't need to cover up my face or my freckles. I've always taken it as a compliment, but I still wear makeup every day. Yesterday, while I was prepping my face to apply makeup, my boyfriend suddenly came up behind me and threw my foundation bottle onto the floor. It smashed everywhere, including on me, and I screamed, mostly because I was so shocked and confused. My boyfriend seemed a bit regretful and told me he had done it to show me how I don't need makeup at all. I didn't know what to say. I was literally stunned and even a bit scared. I left the room without saying anything. I really don't know how to feel. Obviously, it was a bad idea for him to do it. It was Dior foundation, so it cost a lot. She's not lying. It costs a lot. But I really can't decide whether it came from a good place. Girl, oh Lord. Was it a misguided attempt to show me he loved me? Or was he just backtracking after making a mistake? I'm really not sure how I should feel. I'm not sure if I'm overreacting. It's not like he threw it at my head or something. Oh, girl. But it does feel off. What should I do from here? Okay, how old is she again? She's 20 and he's 27. She does have an edit and we'll read some comments after, but she says, I have broken up with him and asked him to pay for the foundation. Period. Thank you for all of the helpful comments. So let's read some comments because, child. So someone said, this isn't him strongly communicating that you don't need makeup. As you said in a comment above, if he feels you don't need it, great, noted. Thank you for your input, sir. This is him communicating that you're not allowed to wear it. Here's another comment. This 100%. I think my wife is beautiful with or without makeup, but I'll never prevent her from feeling beautiful with makeup. It's her choice to wear makeup. It's her body. I wouldn't want her to ruin my shit, so I can't imagine ruining her makeup. Here's another comment. OP's boyfriend could absolutely hate makeup. If this post was about how OP was struggling with boyfriend disliking her wearing makeup, it would be a completely different issue. The fact that he had no hesitation to violently break something that belonged to her and she spent money on and used every single day, that would be a deal breaker for me. We can disagree, we can have a heated discussion, one of us can be super wrong and come to that conclusion. But to decide that breaking something that belongs to the other is a valid way to get a point across, absolutely not. No, ma'am. I'd be demanding a replacement and ending the relationship. My sweet babies. First of all, this girl is 20 and her boyfriend is 27. He is already setting the tone in the relationship that he's the smarter person in the relationship. He has the last say on what she does. And that's usually how abuse begins. To some people, him throwing her makeup might not be a big deal. That is a huge deal, okay? Because he is damaging something that is yours, something that is important to you. And on top of that, he's doing it because in his eyes, you have disobeyed him by putting on makeup on your face, on your body. I'm so happy that she broke off the relationship with this guy, because clearly that would have just been the beginning. It would have been the makeup, and say she stopped wearing makeup, he would have found something else to control her with. It would be what she's wearing. It would be where she's going, who she's hanging out with, and it just would have spiraled and spiraled and spiraled. He expressed physical violence towards her, and she got out of that relationship early. Ladies, do not, especially for my younger girls, your late teens, early 20s, listen, we are all allowed to make mistakes. That's usually the time where we make those mistakes, right? Especially when coming to dating. A lot of times that is our first time in a serious relationship. So we're not sure what's normal, what's not, what's right, what's not. And a lot of times we do a lot of bending because we feel like, oh, that's part of a relationship. Compromising, right? Not wanting to offend your partner or make your partner feel like you don't care about their feelings. But a lot of times some people can take advantage of that, and they can use your wanting to please as an easy way to just control you. So like I said before, I am so glad that Keke Palmer's baby daddy and Jonah Hill have created such a buzz and such a conversation about what's right and wrong in relationships, especially for young women to see the proper way for someone to, if they do have a concern, express that concern and the proper way to go about it. And these two Reddit stories are definitely the wrong way to go about it. Red flags galore. Tell me below if you have experienced a relationship like this. How did you end that relationship? How long did you stay in that relationship? And if you have anything else that you want to share. Also, if you have any other stories that you'd like me to read, feel free to link them down below and we'll chat. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.
Roxy says we're gonna talk about it.